Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Bob here, and we're level 4. Made level 4 pretty quickly. Took about 2.5 hours, I would say. So I'm here and I've got my first pet. Got a few more spells. Me and Zara. She, in this case, she's level 5. I think at this level, I think I can summon a pet. Levels 3 to 5, I think probably. It's kind of random, but the first one I summoned and she was level 5, which is awesome. So essentially what I'm doing now is spending most of my time here, probably till about level 8, killing gnolls. I think as you get to level 7, heading up to level 8, it does become more and more painful. But there are a ton of gnolls here. Oh, let's kill the skeleton first. There are a ton of gnolls here, and they honestly spawn quickly, so you never really run out. It's pretty awesome. I did this with Magician pretty easily. I'm not sure if it will be as easy with a Necro. I'm assuming it probably will at these levels. What I'll probably do is pull and tank and see how we get on. I'm not sure if I can prevent the the pet doing more than 50% damage at the moment. It is level 5, and I think it is a warrior pet, so it's probably yeah, it's probably supposed to be doing more damage, I guess. Where am I going? Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's doing a lot of damage. I probably need to live tap here. Bosh, there we go. Actually, what I might be better off doing is sending him in. Now, there's a free spawn here. I think we'll kill let's kill the clockwork just to get it out of the way. He's smacking things pretty hard. Level 4, he's hitting things for 12. Scout, they're all going to be white, these guys. Let's leave those for a minute. We'll come back. We'll pick off the others first. A spawn of 3 there. I could do that with my magician. I think I was using a what was it? Probably an earth pet, I would say. I imagine he's probably going to deal with these things pretty quickly. I think I take quite a lot of damage myself. I think the thing is here is that I think it's stupid me trying to out damage him, really. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think he's essentially just going to whoop some butt, basically. And I think I should just essentially let him get on with it. And yeah, just make sure I do damage just so I get some some XPs, essentially. He's going to go around just massacring these by the looks of things. I'll just cast my level 1 live tap on them. Do 5 damage. Sit down again. There you go. Away you go, Zara. She is going to be awesome, I think, probably. Things going... Oh, there's a shaman there who... It's weird with the healing. If there's a healer within range of someone in combat, they will heal the character, but it's weird, they don't kind of aggro though. So oh no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, they won't aggro, which is quite odd, but they will heal, but they won't, obviously not in range. Obviously healing range is longer, I'm guessing, maybe. Gonna go down. Come on, Zara, sort him out. There we go. These guys drop loads of cloth armor, I think, probably, but I've got a place to sell. The shaman's in there. I'm not sure if the shaman will assist these ones. Let's get Zara in here, take on 2. I don't think of any problems taking on 2 at all. I've got to stand because if I sit down... Oh, okay. Maybe it's because I was... that's weird. Normally when you sit down, the cold boy that hasn't been hit yet will aggro you. That's obviously not happening here. Okay, I think Zara might. I'll probably have to help her burn them down, but I think she might struggle with the. I think she might struggle with the other camp where there's 3. We'll wait till I'm level 5 or 6 maybe. Let's test out Clinging Darkness. I haven't cast that yet. Oh, a lot of aggro with that one. What does it do? I think it's a dot and a snare. Does 5 damage. Okay. I think the next one you get up, clinging whatever, is pretty awesome. That only lasts for a really short period of time. I'm not sure if it goes up in ticks as you go up in level. Well, I did some. I did some damage to this one, so no problems. So yeah, so I mean, for a gnome, or I guess even maybe for any of the races on this particular continent, I mean, just coming here and loads of, as I said, loads of cloth armor. Yeah, just coming here basically and killing these guys. That's it essentially. From level 4 to level 8. I think at level 8 I'll probably move over to the Minotaur cave. I think probably loads of mobs there. Pretty awesome. Quite a few skeletons as well. So will be pretty good for that sort of thing. There we go. Yeah, I'm enjoying it at the moment. I like the whole feel of the character. I like being an evil little gnome bugger. I'm not sure how early on I can start killing. I can start killing NPCs and stuff, like goody NPCs, but we'll see as early as possible. I think probably what I'll do also, if I can, is head over to the nearest dungeon when I'm at level. I'm not sure if that's unrest or whatever that may be. Now I think what we'll probably do is take on this shaman. I think the shaman casts. Oh, holy smoke! I think I might have to assist here. The shaman is the same level as Zara, so I probably need to help, or maybe not. Oh, maybe he does. He will cast healing, and he will cast direct damage spells. Seems to be going okay so far. If I just keep nuking him every now and again, that's pretty easy. I had to, whenever I start videos, I keep trying to remember some of the messages that I've had, any questions and stuff. And I did have a question from someone about the UI and stuff, and they were having problems with the game. It's difficult to. I didn't do anything different to what it says on the wiki, or actually, I think if you go on the forums, I think there's a post from Rogian that essentially gives instructions on how to get the game running. I never did anything differently to that really, so it's difficult for me to tell you what I did beyond the fact that I copied what was on there. The UI was basically the UI that the game come with. I didn't do anything to it at all to adjust it. I mean, obviously you can move the windows around to kind of how you like them, but that's essentially all I did. So I followed the instructions of installing sort of Platinum, not patching it up, of course. And then actually, I was using is it EQ? It was the EQ emulator I was using, like the launcher for it. I was using that, but that's now been kind of defunct or discontinued. So what I had to do was I had to follow again, there's a link to it on the forums, but I had to follow an email that kind of explained to me. I had to kind of change the executable slightly, some of the commands in the executable, just to point it towards the EQ sort of the EQ emulated server thing probably, and that worked fine. Yeah, but so it's difficult to give you any information really on what I did, because all I've done essentially from the whole of kind of running Project 1999 is follow the instructions on the website. So that's really all I can suggest for you to do. Not particularly useful, I know. I do apologise. But yeah, that's it basically. There's a free camp here. I don't know if we're bold enough to try a free camp. What I might have to do is I might just have to nuke, and if things get bad, maybe run. But I'm quite attached to Zara though, so yeah, I wouldn't like to send her into any troubles where we wouldn't come out alive, even though she's dead, of course. We've got to take that into account. What else was I was going to talk about some stuff. In game, I was talking to someone recently in game about mostly about sort of MMO timelines, kind of talking about games that we'd played and stuff, where we started from. And I'm always quite interested to hear that sort of thing, because I think playing Everquest gives you a completely different outlook on MMOs. For anyone that missed the game when it was like this, I think you have a completely different view on, particularly now when you've experienced those other MMOs. I'm going to give him a spear, just to give her a spear, just because I always think a pet looks cool with a weapon. Yeah, but particularly I think people have particularly sort of, now I've got the experience of playing lots of MMOs over a period of years, and you kind of start going back and thinking about the ones you used to play, and if not comparing them, sort of maybe look at where these games went wrong, and where the new games essentially are going wrong. I'm going to send her in. Go, Zara. I'm going to help you as much as I can. I'll do some big nuky life spikes to get rid of it. I reckon maybe we'll be alright here. She seems to regenerate health really quickly. I was looking at the someone's done a marvellous job on the wiki for the necromancer spells. They used to be the descriptions used to be pretty vague, but yeah, someone's done a really good job there of kind of changing those and making them more descriptive, and it seems really interesting. Lots of good stuff there. I think at level 20, do I get the Lich spell at level 20? And the Lich spell is the one where I turn into a skeleton. Is that it? I'm looking forward to that. Zara is on her last legs. Hang in there. Oh my god, I'm 1% mana. Let's try and give her a hand. Completely out of mana. Don't switch targets. No, you foolish skeleton. I've almost beaten this one. Come on. Oh, come on. God. Oh, he's dead. Okay. Okay, so well done. I think we're gonna do this. Yeah, nice respawn. Sorted. I don't know about the other one. It's a bit close. It started off okay. She's things kind of started to go downhill. There we go. As you can see, experience is flowing really quickly here at the moment. Oh, cracked staff. Awesome. Even though I'm not sort of doing 100% damage, really, it's all going pretty well. Okay, let's sit down and get some health and stuff back. Yeah, so MMO timelines. I mean, I started off in Ultima Online, first one ever, and back then it must have been, I don't know if it was 96, 97, 98, possibly. I can't remember exactly, but I was playing on dial-up, and it was always a constant struggle trying to keep your telephone bill down, because you paid by the minute. Essentially it was like making a phone call. And it was a constant struggle trying to keep your telephone bill down, and obviously a constant struggle to play the game. I mean, the lag was terrible, but you'd play it. You'd put up with it. I mean, I would load up my modem. Connect to my modem, which would be a task in itself. Sometimes it wouldn't connect, and it keep disconnecting. Lots of the little squeaky sounds that modems made in those days. Once you got connected, you go into the game, and all the servers were in America at first. So yeah, it was just terrible connection, tons of lag. The game also was PvP focused when you left towns originally back then. There was only PvP servers, and it was just an absolute bugger. A nightmare to play. It's stupid when you look back now and you look at the things you put up with. To play my first MMO, because I was so enamoured by it, I would literally go into a town where there were people, where it would kind of lag the most, and I wouldn't say quite happily, because that's quite happily is not true, but I would walk around town, and my character on the screen would walk a couple of steps, then stop for a few seconds, then walk a couple of steps, then stop for a few seconds, because the lag was so bad. But I put up with that, basically because I wanted to play the game. There was nothing that was going to stop me playing the game. And when I think back now, it's like, wow, the stuff that you put up with just because you thank God the sun's come out, something's come out. The stuff that you would put up with just to play the game was quite phenomenal, really. But I love that game. I mean, it was. I still don't really think that any game has bettered it for the scope of building your characters, the scope of the world, the things that you could do within the game, the crafting system. I don't think anything has beaten Ultima Online, and I do kind of occasionally think about going back to it and playing it on a better connection and seeing how I find it. But yeah, I'm not sure. These guys have spawned already really quickly, but I'm not sure. It's if there was an emulated server, I would probably think about doing it, but I don't think there is. So I'm not. I don't know if it would be a good idea or not. But certainly, I mean, it was a fantastic game. And from there, I moved straight into Everquest, really, and Everquest being the first. 3D MMO really that I'd played anyway. Yeah, that was it really. I kind of got terribly hooked to this. I used to keep kind of I still had my Ultra Online account, and I kind of still used to keep flipping backwards to it. I think by then I'd probably had a slightly better internet connection that wasn't based on kind of pay per minute. So yeah, that was obviously pretty awesome. But I did flip between the two, and for the first kind of 5 to 10 years of me playing MMOs, I would say that I did that, and that was a bit of a mistake. I mean, I used to essentially have a subscription to like 3 or 4 at once, which obviously was very expensive at the time, and I didn't really do those subscriptions justice really. I was just kind of playing them, flipping in and out. So yeah, but Everquest and Ultra Online at the time were the two biggies, and I used to kind of flip between them. Most of I was in a guild in in Ultra Online, believe it or not, and I kind of remember when the European servers opened, and kind of we were there sort of from the start. Me and someone who I kind of got quite close to, as kind of as close to as you can get to someone online, I guess, who you play games with. We used to sort of play Ultra Online together quite a lot, and we'd spend quite a lot of time in the tailoring actually in the tailor's shop in Britain, near East Britain Bank, I think it probably would have been. Yeah, so they were good times. But most people moved over to EverQuest. Still kept sort of, like myself, flipping backwards and forwards. But EverQuest kind of became more dominant as time went on. But then unfortunately, that after that, kind of a slew of other games came out, and that's where I kind of found myself with quite a lot of subscriptions, but probably not really getting out of them what I should have been. I think at one point I probably had a subscription to Ultra Online, EverQuest, I would say Asheron's Call and Dark Age Camelot all at once. It was just crazy, really. I loved Asheron's Call. I love the world of Asheron's Call. I love the way that in the winter they would change the weather so that in the winter it was snowing, that kind of thing. I love the system again. I love the skill system, a bit like Ultra Online, where you could obviously there were preferred builds, but in a way you could kind of build your character how you wanted. You could have spell casting skills, and you could be like a melee fighter as well, or an archer. You could essentially pick what skills you wanted and raise those up. As I said, I love the world again. I love the art style, very similar to EverQuest. Very basic it would look now, but I think the art style still lives up to it. Still kind of makes it interesting to play and look at. So yes, that was Asheron's Call. Dark Age of Camelot, of course. I mean, Dark Age of Camelot was one that was where I'm not sure if that was a period where I was working in the games industry, and what I started doing with games was trying to get into the betas of them. And I think Dark Age of Camelot was probably the first game that I got into the beta of. A friend of mine was in the beta and he got me in. And obviously, beta, it was very early in the beta set. It was very rough. It might have even been alpha, maybe, I don't know, but it was very sort of basic and rough at the time. But I kind of spent quite a lot of good times in Dark Age Camelot as well. I really liked it. I kind of like the themes. I kind of like the British, the English and the Celtish, the sort of Celtish, kind of the Arthurian and the Celtic and the sort of the Viking sort of themes of it. I really like that. I love the way it looked again visually, very interesting. I don't think we make particularly interesting games anymore visually. I think graphical, I think art style has kind of been put aside for realism, really. I think I need to take that because that's worth quite a lot of money, and the gear's probably not, so I'll get rid of that. I think we have that anymore. I don't think we have that creativity, particularly in MMOs. I think when I look at everything, looks like Warcraft to me now. It's probably not, but it kind of does. But I think Asheron's Call, EverQuest, and Dark Age Camelot were awesome. I think from there, to be honest with you, like most people, I moved on to World of Warcraft, and when I did that, essentially things with the other games started to die down. I stopped playing EverQuest, I would say probably about when Velios came out. I played Velios for a bit, but I kind of stopped playing it. Ultra Online was one of those games that I kept going back to more than the other games. You know, when I was playing Warcraft, I would still have a look at Ultra Online every now and again. Dark Age of Camelot, I kind of stopped playing and pretty much gave up on that. Although, as I said, I did enjoy my time. Yeah, and I think probably for most people, World of Warcraft kind of dominated my MMO gaming for quite a period of time, I would say. 2 or 3 years possibly, where I didn't really play much else at all. Oh wow, yeah, let's give... will they change weapon? Oh, god damn! God damn it! I wanted Zara to have a scythe, but no, that wasn't happening. Yeah, so and kind of around, you know, between Dark Age Camelot and World of Warcraft, lots of other companies attempted MMOs, and I tried them. I mean, I must have tried them all for a period of time. I would be addicted to trying new MMOs, even the most sort of terrible ones that clearly, you know, needed an awful lot of work. I would kind of give them a go. But since Warcraft, that's been it really. I mean, I know there have been some kind of quite notable kind of big ones. Certainly stuff coming from Asia, but I just haven't had it in. I just haven't really fancied trying them. Obviously, Lord of the Rings Online, I've got a lifetime subscription to, so I'll always be playing that. I think probably. But yeah, but a lot of the ones that come from Korea, I've never really tried. The original Guild Wars, I didn't really play. Guild Wars 2, I've still got obviously, but only in spirit, really. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing it at all. I did a couple of videos for it, but it just didn't grab me, so I stopped playing. What else did I try? Stuff like the Old Republic, the Star Wars one. One day I would have lapped that up, but yeah, just could not be asked to try that. So I've kind of come back around really. So apart from Lord of the Rings Online, you know, I'm pretty much a retro MMO player who kind of has thoughts of still kind of trying some other retro MMOs. I did download. I don't know if there are any emulated servers for it, but I did recently download the Asheron's Call client. I was going to kind of do a video of me just kind of having a little look at that after a long period of time, but I haven't got around to it yet. Ultra Online, as I said, I mean, I think that's changed quite a lot, and I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't like the changes. But maybe if there's a decent emulated server out there from a classic era, I could give that a go. Maybe, yeah. So that's kind of my timeline. I think other than Lord of the Rings Online, Warcraft pretty much killed off my my desire to kind of keep looking for other good MMOs. I did. In the last video, I kind of spoke about people slagging off MMOs after they finished playing them, and I know a lot of people who were heavily addicted to Warcraft, who absolutely look back now and kind of absolutely detest the game. I don't detest it, you know. If there was I know there is an emulated server, but apparently it sounds like it's a bit, you know, sounds like it's quite unstable and unreliable, and maybe not the sort of place where you'd want to go anyway from a sort of a community point of view. But I mean, I loved what would you call it, vanilla MMO, you know, and I think even the first expansion, vanilla World of Warcraft, and even the first expansion, you know, I was up for it. I was really enjoying it, but it got to a point where I think the silly shoulder pads, the silly amount of hit points, all that kind of stuff just wore on me really, you know, and I just didn't want to be involved anymore, unfortunately. And I stopped playing, and that was, I would say that was probably the MMO where most MMOs, probably like everyone else, you kind of quit them and then you keep going back, or you try a new one and you're playing a new one but you keep going back to an older one. But Warcraft was one of those ones where once I finished playing it and I said to myself I kind of had enough, I haven't actually gone back and had a look. There's a guy, there's quite a popular gaming YouTube channel where the guy on there went back to World of Warcraft recently after not playing it for quite a period of time, and it seems incredible. I mean, it was personally I think it was kind of simplified anyway, kind of in a good way originally for the vanilla release, but it looks as though it's been like massively dumbed down. And I just look at the amount of hit points that people's got. I know hit points are just a reputation of how tough your character is in comparison to how much damage the enemies are doing to you. But even so, it just it just put me off, and it does look as though everything's been made very, very easy, or even more so. So I don't ever see myself going back to that. If Blizzard ever created a classic server, or if ever there was a decent emulated one, I certainly can't say that maybe I wouldn't. There's a chance that I would probably give it a go, but yeah, unlikely. But that's kind of my MMO kind of timeline. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed. Star Wars Galaxies, obviously I played that. I played that when it was good. That was an interesting game. That potentially could have been almost the perfect MMO. I think character creation, combat, crafting, it was I was really impressed by that. But then they kind of there was the big patch that made all the changes to everything essentially. I'm still not. I mean, I have to say, someone out there more experienced. I wasn't too experienced with the game, but I'm sure people out there more experienced than me would maybe know what their thinking was behind making the changes that fundamentally changed the whole game. But at the time, I have to say, I didn't understand it, and it seemed as though it changed the game. It made the game, dumbed the game. I guess, from what I can remember, maybe they were trying to simplify the game, dumb it down, and appeal to more people. I really, really don't know. But I can say that it obviously didn't work, and I think it was kind of like the death of the game after a short period of time. But that was quite interesting, that one. I'm quite a fan of Star Wars, so I've kind of thought about giving the Old Republic a go, particularly because it seems quite story driven as well. But I don't know. I think it might possibly be nothing like the new films, but being the age I am, maybe, and I hated the new the three more recent Star Wars films. So and that kind of tarnished the Star Wars reputation, I think, for me and a lot of people, the newer films. I'm sure a lot of people that like them, and good luck to you, but not me. It just kind of tarnished the whole world, I think. But yeah, I might give that a go at some point, because it does seem quite story driven, quite interesting. And me, I play MMOs single player for some crazy reason, so maybe that would suit. I'm not quite level 5 yet. What I was hoping to do is just record so that I'm level 5. I think probably between now and level 8 things will go pretty quickly here. I'll probably spend a few hours just killing gnolls, and don't think it'll be too much of a problem. I don't think I'm in any danger of out damaging the pet at the moment, so I think I just need to accept the fact that the pet's going to be doing all of the damage. As long as I get 50% experience, it's not too bad. I think there probably is it looks like I'm getting quite a lot of experience as it is. There was a 20% bonus, and then there was talk that it might go up to 50%, so maybe there is a 50% bonus at the moment, which that would maybe mean that I'm getting 75% experience, because 150%, if you half that, 75. So maybe that's why it appears I'm getting more. So yeah, probably even better time to have a pet class, I would say, for that little bit of extra experience. But maybe it's just the extra 20% that the EQ Mac thing brought about. Let's get rid of this scout as quickly as we can. I kind of I've got a 24 magician who's a gnome as well, and at 24, the only pet I could buy was the earth pet, and the sort of crap that was involved trying to research the fire pet was just a nightmare. So I kind of stuck with the earth pet, and that pet was tough. I don't know how the necromancer pets here are going to compare. But I'm quite looking forward to when they change to the more darker sort of shading. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I think I've heard they're pretty much okay, and I think fear kiting is a pretty good way of leveling. And obviously you get the charm undead as well, so there'll probably be some periods where it will be super efficient to do a bit of charming undead for experience. That'll be awesome. How are we doing on the... Yeah, I'm getting quite... Well, it feels like I'm getting quite a lot of experience. Maybe because they're white. Maybe when they turn blue, things will go downhill. But yeah. It'll just hit rock bottom in a minute, you watch. It'll just be... when they're blue to me, the experience will just be painful. But we're nearly level 5 anyway. I think we'll maybe give the the 3 spawn a go there as well, if nothing else is up in a minute. I don't know why I keep casting. You only need to hit for 1 damage, but it just helps speed things up a bit. Oh, there we go. I need to. Oh, I can't give her another weapon at the moment because she doesn't swap them, which is a bit of a pain. And I don't want to dismiss her, so we'll stick in there. I kind of need to think of a look, kind of a roby look. I have to say I'm not super duper up on what all the robes are called. My enchanter's got an advisor robe, the red one, which is quite nice. I've seen the kind of really sky blue robe with like colour patterning around the neck. That looks quite nice, but you've seen that quite often. I'd quite like a black robe actually. So if anyone knows of a black robe, even if it doesn't have any stats on it, just from a look point of view, then let me know, because yeah, I'm going to go for the obvious, the obvious necromancer black look. see how that turns out. I imagine it would probably be pretty awesome on a gnome, I would say. Okay, so we're nearly level 5. I think we've probably got a couple of kills to go. I do mean to... I've got some... I think the leg's probably worth more than the hat. I should go and sell in a sec. Get some more food and drink actually as well. I'm planning on sort of finishing off the totemic cloak quest. I know I haven't done it yet, but it's the weekend again, so I'm hoping to be able to do that over the weekend. I have to say, the only reason I haven't finished it is just down to pure laziness, really. Someone did send me a message, so they gave me a name of a person who could make some bandits. So what I'll probably do later on is see if I can find them in game, meet up with them and buy a set of bandit off them, and then I've got to worry about it essentially. That would be hang on a sec, she's having a terrible time here. It's funny how you kind of deals with one really easily, but then without kind of really taking any damage, but then you kind of get a second one on, and yeah, for some reason the damage, I'm not sure if being attacked by 2 things increases the amount of times they hit you or the damage that they do. It shouldn't do, but there's certainly a multiplication of damage there. It didn't seem to work out particularly well. Maybe she was just very unlucky. Nearly level 5. Is it a ding? Yeah, there we go. Woohoo! Level 5. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Lungothrin, my gnome necromancer. We're now level 5, having a good time, and I'll speak to you again soon.